Your job in this exercise is to read the quote and discuss who made the quote. Is it Pillory or Vane? All right? I'll give you an example. The banker's careless way of working was essentially a form of exploitation from which they got more wealthy. Is that Pillory who said that or Vane? I think it's Pillory. And I'll explain my answer now. So, your job after you choose the author is to explain why and where their quote is in the passage. So you find the synonyms, all right, for the keywords in passage 4. You look at the keyword in the quote, okay, and that keyword, the first one that comes up is exploited. Remember, the verbs are your keywords. So exploited. And then you find the synonym for exploited in the text. And what you're going to see is in paragraph 4, the quote from Pillory, because we're only searching, right? We have to use all of the information available to us. We're only searching for quotes by Pillory or Vane. So Pillory says, so many people were taken advantage of. Taken advantage of. All right, so that's a phrasal verb that is a synonym for to exploit or exploited. All right, so we find that there's a direct match there. All right, the next part of the sentence I lock onto is they got more wealthy. There's your next verb. The next thing that happens, they got more wealthy. So if going through that same quote, right, Pillory writes, who simply became very, very rich. Became very, very rich. Got more wealthy. It's not exactly the same, but it's very close because you get or you become more rich or very wealthy. They're about equal. And the thing is, if you need to double check, you can go through Vane's quotes. Okay, you can go through Vane, just pick any one of Vane's quotes and see if it matches the same way that this quote from Pillory matches. So that's how I get the answer. I know the question is about Vane or Pillory. So I take the quote, I find Pillory, and I say, okay, Pillory said blah, blah, blah. This verb matches, this matches, done. Quick and easy. If I'm not absolutely sure, then I can go, okay, so this Pillory seems kind of close, but I'm not sure. Let me check Vane. And then I go to Vane, and I see, oh, well, that doesn't match. Vane's talking about it's not the banker's fault. His subject is different. His point of view is different than Pillory. So it's easy to disqualify, right? Or show that Vane is not the person who wrote this quote. That's the process. So now there are 3 quotes. All right. Your job is to discuss who you think wrote those quotes. So find the synonyms in the text. Tell us which paragraph you think it comes from, right? Because they don't match exactly. This is what do you think? Just give me your opinion. So did Pillory write the quote or did Vane write the quote? We're only choosing between those two. So your job is to make your video, read the quote, and match it to something in the passage. Okay.